Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, let's move that out of the way. The Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. Artwork by Katrina Sokolova. There are websites for them, ToriHartman.com and WatkinsPublishing.com. And the supportive oracle cards, I love this deck. I love them both, actually. Spellcasting oracle cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. They have a website, too. Their website is shewhoisart.com. If I could stop shaking my hand, that'd probably help. Okay, good. Joy. Happy. What are we doing with these cards? Okay. What's going on with Cancer? Oracle cards were pushing right out, so there's 3 of them. I don't know if I'm done with them. Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, I'm done with them. What do we have popping in? Well-being, freedom, and dreams. Oh, you're making it... It's... The Magician is your strongest card, is what I'm getting. I feel like you're making subtle changes. It's almost like if you have somebody that comes over and visits every now and then, and maybe, you know what, you're just not really happy with that person right now, is what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm rolling with it. Because what I'm literally seeing is like, maybe there's something special you always make sure you have in the house for them, or something like that. Maybe there's something you do for this person. It's just a little nicety, but you're not happy with them. And I feel like what you're doing, it's very subtle. You're just, for example, maybe you kept a certain cookie in the house for them, or something like that. For when they show up, you'd have those cookies for them. But they've been getting on your nerves, and they're doing some things you really don't like. So what I'm getting is this subtle thing is you're just not doing that anymore. You're just gonna, even if you have some left, you're giving them away to somebody else, and you're just not having them in the house. And if they show up and you're like, oh, do you have any of those cookies? Like, oh, I'm out, I'm sorry. And you just kind of move on. You're not making a big deal about it. And you're not saying, well, I'm not getting you those cookies because you're ticking me off. You're not even saying it that plainly, but you're just kind of giving a subtle hint that, you're not on my good side. I'm not going to bend over backwards for you when you're not on my good side. Like, you're ticking me off. And I feel like you're walking away from some behavior, like you've been helpful for somebody. It seems very minimal, but like, because they're on your bad side and they're doing things that you really don't care for, you're not really making it a big deal. It's kind of like they know what they're doing. And they know that you don't like it. Like, that's not a secret. Not like you need to explain it. They know that you don't like that. So if they're going to do things that you don't like, you're not going to bend over backwards for them. We're not doing that. And it's very subtle. It's subtle. I think that's okay for now, because I'm also getting, like, the page energy, it says princess, but I think in this, it feels kind of like, I'm just doing something, like, I'm not being overly aggressive. I'm just giving a subtle hint that I'm not happy with what they're doing, and, they get the message. No big deal. No big deal. It's kind of like, I just want them to realize, it's not going unnoticed, and I'm not over it. They start flying right, maybe I'll bring back those cookies. Maybe. It's very subtle, but it's effective. It is effective. Because I see them, like, it's very interesting to me, the Nine of Cups, how it feels, because it's kind of like they really did enjoy that little extra thing you did for them. And the fact that you're not now really has an impact on them. It really does. And they're not happy about it. It's very ironic the Devil card is showing up, because it's the opposite sign for you. Sometimes it talks about Capricorn. Doesn't have to mean this person's a Capricorn. But it's the opposite energy for Cancer, but it's a very home-oriented energy as well. So there's similarities with this person and you. And I feel like it's making quite the impact. They're noticing. They might be very quiet about it. They might not say that they notice, but they definitely get it. And I think they get it. You're making your point. You are definitely making your point. Now they have to make a decision. Because to them, To them, this is a beginning of something. To them, when you're doing this, even though it's very subtle, they're seeing bigger problems come down the road. They gotta decide whether they're gonna make you happy or if they're gonna be insistent and keep doing what they're doing. Again, I know it's very subtle, but they have to make a decision. And at this point, I think this is the biggest part of this reading, quite frankly. It's your heads up about what's going on next is what's going to stick and is going to be permanent. If they continue to do what you don't like them to do, the whole point of this reading is not about what you need to do about it, but just so you know it will continue. It's not going to stop. They know how you feel. They're feeling the repercussions. Your small action is just a taste of what's to come. It doesn't mean that you're going to do more than what you already have, but you're nowhere near the only person feeling this way. Other people are also going to show their discontent with what's going on, is what I'm getting. And you're like the warning sign. Like, here, I'm unhappy with you. Here's a small hint about what you're not going to get from me anymore. I'm going to stop bending over backwards for you. I'm not going to do it anymore. You're just the first. There's going to be a lot more, and they have to make their decision. If they decide to keep going the way they've been going, I feel like this whole reading is like the universe just wants you to be ready for it, because it's like you have to be ready for that, because it's going to create a lot more changes. But if they change their behavior and go more the way that you would prefer, I'm also getting the well-being. Like, things, I feel like things would go better for them. I do feel like things would go better for them. But everybody has their life to live. Everybody's got to make their own decision. They're going to do what they feel they need to do. It's kind of like when you notice this. So whenever this reading comes to you, this is when this is valid. Within a week of you realizing what's going on and like doing this subtle change, what's done is done. I feel like they have about a week to rectify. If they don't fix it within a week, they're not going to fix it. So, you know what I mean? It's like, fix it or don't. Within a week, you're going to see the change. If you don't see any change within a week, you're not gonna, is what I'm getting. And the Death card is telling me the next phase is coming in, and there's no turning back. It's kind of like you got on the roller coaster, and here you go. You're on. You had a chance to back out, but you decided not to. There they go. No matter what it is they're doing, justice will prevail, and freedom is also coming from this, in the sense of like, you know, there was a chance to do something different. There definitely was. But, how to explain? Like, I'm going to use the roller coaster again. When you come to the end of the roller coaster, whether you enjoyed the ride or not, you're at the end of it's over. The ride is over when the ride is over. So it's kind of like they're going to end up at the same place. It's kind of how it feels. So, you know, once they get through that ride, it's all about them deciding if they really wanted to get on, if it really was worth it or not. Like, somebody like me, I can't get on a roller coaster. I will pass out. I can't even do the tilt-a-whirl anymore. But, so for me getting on that roller coaster, I'd be like, oh, that was the stupidest thing in my life. When I get on rides, when I get off, I'm sick for like hours. Hours. My body's like, I hate you for that. How dare you? You're wrong. You knew that wasn't going to work. So pretty much that's what I'm equating to this. When they get off this ride, this roller coaster, it's for them to decide, like, was that my best move or not my best move? Did I enjoy that ride or did I not enjoy that ride? They have to decide, because justice will prevail. The fairness will come out at the end. I really feel like if they kind of went your way on this would be easier for them. But some people got to learn the way they got to learn. Some people got to do what they got to do. That's how it is. When it's all is said and done at the other end, like when the roller coaster's over, things will be fine. You'll be fine. Justice will come in, and you'll be okay again. I feel like things will rectify and straighten out the way they need to. I feel like you're going to be happy. Not that the roller coaster happened, but like afterwards, things will be back in place where they need to be. I don't know if I want to say back in place or things. You'll be okay. You'll be fine once it's all said and done. When justice plays out, I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to look at it like, yeah, well, you did that, and I tried to warn you, and you did what you had to do, and you're going to feel like justice really was served, is kind of what I'm looking at. When it's all said and done, you're kind of like, well, for the action taken, that's fair. That's how that should have worked out. It's kind of like when somebody steals some money, if they get caught and they get reprimanded, well, that's fair, isn't it? That's fair. Is there anything else with this? All right. I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.